My name is Stefan Jackson. I am with Chic Social Events, and I have the opportunity to interview smooth jazz guitarist Mike Walker. How are you?
How are you doing?
I'm doing awesome.
Good to be here.
Great. Thank you for the opportunity. Mike is the former band leader of Chill Factor. And I see that age has nothing to do with your talent or your passion.
That is so
You
true.
agree?
That is so true.
All right. Have a couple questions I would like to go ahead and speak with you about, and just find a little bit about who you are and your passion that brings you forward for this CD release. Okay. Thinking back to your early childhood, what gave you the desire to play music?
Wow. I remember my mother telling me when I was a kid that the only thing I wanted for Christmas was a guitar. So I don't know where it came from because my parents, neither played or sang. My mother, she sang in church, but I don't know where the guitar thing came from. But I'm glad that it did.
Okay. When you were a child, were there other type of music that you listened to, or was it always jazz?
No, I mean, being from the South, my little hometown, I'm from Newport, Arkansas. 8,000 people. But one thing about that little town, it was a musical town. I mean, I remember when I was, young, there was cats that lived in town that played with like James Brown.
Mm-hmm.
A little old small town like that. It was very musical. From that standpoint, I grew up listening to a lot of blues. Like B.B. King. I was a big B.B. King fan. But as far as when I started listening, I recall I used to watch television, and we used to watch Hee Haw, and I really, really liked Roy Clark. I got most respect for him, and I just feel like he doesn't get a lot of respect. Great guitar player. So from Roy Clark to B.B. King, I mean that's where I started to really listen to different types of music. But blues was a lot of what I grew up on.
Okay. Blues is good. It's just odd that you would go from blues to more of the smooth type jazz, because back in the era that you're speaking, blues was the music for the
Right.
genre that they had.
Right.
And you switched it and totally went to smooth jazz.
Yeah, it was but it was a growth type thing. I mean, like I say, I was brought up on blues, being from the South. Didn't know honestly anything about smooth jazz. I think when I started to venture out and play with other bands, I have to thank my father for really giving me an opportunity at a young age. I was like 14 years old, and I was playing with older cats in clubs, and that's a learning experience. I mean, that's something as being a musician that you have to hone it. I mean, that's something that you want to experience in order to grow. And I'm appreciative of him for allowing me at that age to do that. Got to experience a lot of different things as far as being with a band. So I definitely appreciate him for allowing me to do that at a young age.
Okay, and that goes into my next question for you. So as a child growing up, music surrounds us, it always has. What type of music that you say the type of music that you hear differ from what they play and you hear today? Is it any difference?
It is. It's a lot different. I recall once I left Newport and I moved to Dallas. I moved here in 1989. I wanted a different opportunity. I went to a music school. I went for the business side of it because I really wanted to learn the business side of it. And I stopped playing for like 6 years. And I recall my mom, she never would quite come out and say it, but she was really disappointed. She was like, boy, you letting all that talent go, you're not going to pick it back up. I'm like, I will. But within that time is when I really kind of found smooth jazz. I mean, and I really liked it. I mean, I honestly, I'd heard of George Benson, but I wasn't really into him, you know, but until I got here. It was just a whole different genre of music, you know. It just wasn't, you know, the blues. And, so, yeah, moving here, it just changed my whole life.
What song do you remember growing up that you wanted to play, and how did it make you feel?
Once I learned how to play, I remember my grandparents' aunts. Blues again, it was The Thrill Is Gone. If you didn't know The Thrill Is Gone, you wasn't a player. So I definitely had to learn The Thrill Is Gone.
Okay.
That was part of my repertoire. So
Do you still play The Thrill Is Gone today?
I honestly I don't, because I'm telling you, I got burned out on the blues. But I mean, it's a great song. Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't get the opportunity to play it anymore.
All right, so how long have you been thinking about this CD release? You know, you had the vision, and most of us would say when you have a vision, it's pretty much impregnated within you, and you carry that around, and then all of a sudden you're ready to give birth to it. And now with your CD release coming out later this month, now you're ready to give birth to your baby. All right, so when do you plan to release your album? Take a little bit and tell me about the single, etc.
Well, the album has been boosted up. The initial release date was going to be May 22nd, but the official release date for the album will now be May the 15th. Tuesday, May the 15th, the album will be available. But as of May the 8th, the new single from the CD, which is titled "Let's Do It," will debut Tuesday, May the 8th. Right. So,
Congratulations.
thank you. And it'll be on my Facebook page and also YouTube. So, everybody, please, Tuesday, May the 8th, be on Facebook, go to YouTube. I'm not going to tell you the time, so you're going to have to keep it up, all day. But it will debut May the 8th.
Can you repeat again, what's your Facebook so they can go out there and like you?
Okay, yeah, just go to Mike Walker Music on Facebook, and you'll find me there. And then you can go to the website, www.michaelwalker.com, or you can call in to my entertainment company, which is 1-800-227-3440, Mike Walker Entertainment. Someone will be more than happy to direct you to where you need to go.